All right, we're yet again here on another Tuesday night. I'm reading chapter 17. This is the family economy, and I'm just going to read it, and then I'm going to add to it after. My gosh, I have a lot I could go into this, so let me read it first and go to it. I preface here: the family economy is something I've always been the focus of because it's something that once a family understands that they're running like a business and treat the family like a business, it's amazing the decisions that are made and how people come together. So I'm going to come back to that when I conclude here. So let's get started. All right. Sadly, many do not learn the basics of economics, not even a small personal, not even at a smaller personal. Okay, I'm going to start over. Sadly, many do not learn the basics of economics, not even at a small personal or family level. And when it comes to the family economy, I am blown away at the lack of understanding that most have in this regard. So let us start out by saying that your family, be it a family of one or a family of 11 or more, is a family unit. Remove the emotions, they do not pay you, and they only cost money. Focus on the logic and the moving pieces that create the family economy. For my family, members were tied into the family business from the time they could operate and understand. For most of them, that age was 8. They were given tablets, laptops, gaming machines, smartphones, etc., as soon as they were able to begin to understand. We have been blessed and we have been part of marketing solutions and income streams, multiple, for decades now. With these blessings, we have been able to create a lifestyle that has allowed us to travel together often. The children were able to participate, and as they became older, they were able to be more involved. And I'll just note really quick here before I go to that next page, it's still that way today for our family. And you guys, it's still that way. And it is unbelievable when you have an economic or a family economic direction where it goes. All right, I'm going to say more for later. I get so excited about this chapter. The projects and work we do preferably create an ongoing residual income. This is something that we prefer. We do the heavy lifting and solve the largest needs for most any business, getting clients. This creates income. Great. Now, on the other side of the coin is the outgoing expenses, earnings or income and costs or expenses, just like a business, or rather, it is a business. This is the family economy. Regardless of self-employment income or income from an employer, it is income. And regardless of income, we all have the expenses of life: rent or mortgage, housing costs, electricity, gas, oil, solar, utilities, water, sewer, then groceries, right? Household needs for cleaning, sanitizing, and maintaining a residence, clothing, furnishings, dry cleaning, and other needs around these categories, self-care and hygiene products, all of these things. Then you have transportation, cars, trucks, fuel, and maintenance of our transportation vehicles. All of these things. You should be getting the picture. If it is not documented, it is out of control. Guessing or flying by the seat of your pants is adding the emotion of crazy to your life. And I promise you, it is awfully expensive. The knowledge of your net income is crucial. This is the overall income you bring in on a weekly or monthly basis. This is the income to your family economy. It is what you have to create a life with. It is your funds for covering the roof over your head, the clothing on your back, the food in your belly, and the means to continue it all. Then it is a knowledge of your monthly expenses. When you have more expenses than income, this is a deficit, one that usually piles up on credit cards and loans. Something that can create so many issues, problems, and even a disaster within the family economy. This can lead to bankruptcy or devastating income issues, the most common reason of divorce and issues within a marriage. Pretty crazy if you ask me. Saw it happen to my own parents and countless others. I mean, there are enough issues in life without adding financial issues and stresses to it. No one needs financial stress. And after you read this book, I am telling you the solution and creation of freedom is marketing. And no matter how much anyone says they do not like to sell things, nothing is as bad as financial issues. And be careful. When you learn the true ways of marketing, you will probably like it more than you ever realized. Marketing done properly makes sales become order taking. It's one of my quotes. It's something I say all the time. And it's so true, right? And it's a huge understanding of it. All right. And there's so much I want to go into. I'm going to come back. I love this chapter. Now, I will add in some helpful things that my wife Tanya and I do. We discuss family economics together in the evening, always over a glass of wine. And you guys, it has to be over wine. It's a rule, right? We got to be calm, remove the other stresses, not get emotional, and look at it logically. Okay. It is usually something red, a Merlot or a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Pinot Noir. We toast and celebrate our life and blessings and then drink. Then we go about it and evaluate and adjust. We could absolutely do better, meaning we could hold ourselves to a budget for our expenses and lifestyle. Both of us grew up in families that budgeted. Tanya was one of 10 children in her family. I was one of 5. Tanya and I have 7 children together, and we have been able to provide for their every need and want. We wanted more for our children than we had for ourselves, and we both had issues with budgets when it came to basics. Not probably sticking to a budget, but in remembering the pains they represented in the life of being broke. We just worked smarter, harder, and with more focus. To us, the reward was so we could have and eat and do what we wanted. We could live, we could play. And for us, it works. But again, we are bringing in far more income than we need for expenses. I can tell you that if something drastic or unexpected were to happen, we both would clamp down in all areas we couldn't figure it out. That is because we have the habits, and at the same time, we enjoy life. Today, tomorrow, and always. We make it that way. Why? Because we learned the power and magic of marketing. Again, marketing is freedom. For most everyone that is not to where we are yet, we get it. We teach and help in the same ways we would go about it, with budgets. The rewards of creating your deserved overabundance in income and wealth is that you get to do more, experience more, and the issues that are made big by small-minded or broke-minded habits no longer apply to you. Budgets are temporary and dangerous. They are a way of manifesting to the universe that you only need so much that you want to go against the natural course of overabundance. This is a concept that even my best students have a hard time with, and it really is as simple as it sounds. The reality is that most that come into our training are already behind and upside down. They are living on credit because they emotionally made decisions and are paying the price of interest. Now, this is where the family economy needs to become clear. When you are looking to create more income for your family, you need to realize that there is a fundamental approach to creating income. In almost every aspect of income creation, there is a cost to the business. It truly makes money. It truly takes money to make money. The family economy has expenses. Some of them are placed on credit cards along the way. Some are business or income costs that allow the income to be created. For example, clothing for the job, the labor being done, the car, gas, and maintenance to allow you to get to and from the job. These are all things you need to succeed and be able to make an income. We have broke-minded people that come into our training program. They spend money on things that are emotional purchases. They do not make money from these items, and yet they finance the purchases in order to get them immediately instead of when they could afford them. They're willing to go into financial hole for these items, yet when an opportunity that they seek out has a cost to it, they literally freak out. It is education, understanding, and environment. They have never been shown the very concepts I have covered in this book. You will never find a successful business or business person that has ever had success without investing time and money, both time and money. Even a job requires initial investment in clothing and needs before ever generating a paycheck. Once you invest into something, you take it more seriously because you need to create income from it to make it worthwhile. If you put your time or money into something, you better back it up with your best. Decide what you want to get done, then act accordingly. There is also something more to work on and understand. As you create the income streams, you want to be sure to pay off the interest accumulating accounts and get your family economy to be more and more debt-free. There are fundamentals that occur in the family economy that can allow for wealth accumulation. It is something you need to turn into more of a business in how you treat it. Treat it like a business, and you will find that the decisions you make will become easier and less emotional. The family economy can only become profitable and grow profits when it is focused like a business. You will need to reinvest in the business over and over again. The more you learn and gain, the harder will become easy. Often, I have shook my head at the quitting mentality of an employee minded person. They will complain that building a business takes investment and reinvestment over and over again to build it to profits. They will see this as an issue, yet will have no problem investing their precious time repeatedly for years or even decades in a dead end job or dead end occupation. Success has no room for quitting, and quitting has no business being in your activities for succeeding ever. Now, this is one of those chapters that could be a book by itself. I'm going to stop the share and come speak to you guys directly here. The family economy is what we really try to focus and hone in when we try to teach students, because your income and your expenses are connected, right? We need money to live. We have the house, all that stuff that comes in. And if you're trying to be completely self-driven and controlled by your own doings and have your own business, you need to make sure you're bringing more in than you need to cover for the family. And when you sit down with your spouse, your family members, and you look at it like a business, do we need this? Yes or no? Do we need this? Yes or no? If we plan together and we want to go on a big vacation, that's a reward we have. How are we going to get there? Right. And it's going to make you really look at your decisions and the activities you do. And where's your priorities? And if you're not taking and creating something that's creating leverage for your family, right, and you have linear income, I'm going to tell you, based on stats alone, 95% of Americans who are employees retire broke. It's really hard to get ahead when you don't have a growing income stream or something that you can add to. It just is. That's a fact. No one wealthy has one income stream. They have multiple income streams. And that's why we really focus to teach that. And when you put your effort in to grow that, and especially when it's something that creates leverage and has the ability to pay you by the actions, not by the hour, which is what we do in marketing. We get paid by actions. You have the ability to bring more money in than it costs. Yeah, you got to build it up. You got to do the right activities. And that's what we get to create, is the right habits and teach the right habits. Because when you have more money coming in than you're spending, you can get ahead. And budgets and self-limiting monies that you need and telling the universe you only need so much to get through the month goes away. You can get to where, hey, I know the money's coming in. We're blessed. We're pounding out there. We can buy whatever we want. Kids want this. We can get it for them. Obviously, within your reasonable morals as a parent, right? But when you go to the grocery store, and I got to tell you a personal story. Most of my life, right? Most growing up as a kid, up until the age of 12, especially, before I was, by that time, I was starting to make more and more money, and I started putting food on the family table at 12. But up until that point, we didn't have a lot of food. And guys, I can't even tell you how many times. I can't even. It's so many that I would be hungry, go look in the cupboards. There wasn't a can of beans. There wasn't anything to eat, and thankfully, Grandpa had his garden, right, and he knew that stuff was coming over all the time. But I had a thing, and I'll tell you, like, emotionally, I've countered it as an adult, and I said I would never raise my family that way. They would never want for food or have to have a makeshift dinner, which wouldn't keep you full. It was unbelievable, right? And I was one of those kids. They didn't have school breakfast in my age. They came out later. I would have definitely got them. We had discount, if not free, lunch at the school. That we got that meal every day, and I would cherish that meal because that was the food, right? That was, in elementary especially, and it drove me to what I would do and drive. And I was so happy to start bringing food in for the family and doing everything I could, age 12 on. But I learned a lot. The budget thing is what drove me nuts. because it was embarrassing. It didn't feel right. And I watched my mom come to literal tears many times. We'd go to the store and she had a budget of what she was going to, how much money she had and the meals and stuff she had to buy for. And almost every time something was off in her calculation and we had to put things back because maybe the price went higher, or she needed something else, or she had to get medicine or something that took away from that budget, and she had to offset things, and she'd get there and count it, and she'd try to do the coupon thing. I just remember that over and over again so many times. And I said I would never be that way. And when I left the family house and I was on my own and buying my own stuff and everything, I never had a budget, never needed it. I had cash flow coming in. I would buy whatever I want. I would overbuy, right? I would stock my storages up. I would build that up there so I never had an empty cupboard. And I'm still somewhat that way. I've been, as Tanya and I do this resort to resort thing, I'm trying to get better at not just overstocking things, but we don't have to worry about a budget, and I don't want to. I have an overabundance. I know it's more going to come in than we need. We don't go to a restaurant and worry about what the bill's going to be. Don't even need to look at it. We know we're good. It's a mindset, and it's a universal thing. The more you deserve, and the more overabundance you're breathing in, the better that gets. And it took me a while to get there too, guys. I had great mentors on it, and I fought it, right? Because my environment before was very not good, right? Poverty, right? Poverty. I mean, we were at the poverty level. We got food from food banks, the church. I can still tell you what government cheese tastes like. Came from that. And I'll tell you this, government cheese was one of the highlights of the foods we had to eat for a long period of time when they did that. And I think that's why I really appreciate Velveeta cheese from time to time, because it reminds me of that government cheese and the blessing that was during the time when we had it. And I'm going to go into this on the family economy side is, when we can change the family economy and give them the benefits to break free of the boundaries of a budget. And I'm not saying be like irresponsible with your money and just go buy everything. It's just buy the stuff you want and you deserve. Buy better foods, get away from the processed foods. Eat the better meats, the more nutrient rich, meats. Eat better fish, right? Get away from the crap. Crap is cheap for a reason. Garbage in, garbage out. And being able to do all that, it's overabundance, right? If we want to buy a better item of meat, I don't worry about what it costs. I care about what I put in my body. I also have a belief, if you eat bad, you're still going to pay the same price because your health's going to deteriorate. It's going to cost you more money that way. I just rather eat better food, drink better wine, drink better spirit, have the best of whatever. And that overabundance mentality and thought process is real. And that's what we're trying to give everyone. We all deserve it. It's all available. But, we know what we know, right? And if our parents budgeted it tight, or that's probably what we learned, but there's a better way, right? And we have a vehicle in marketing that creates time and financial freedom. And to me, financial freedom means I don't need to budget what I'm buying. I don't need to should we go? Oh, we can't go to that restaurant, babe. It's so expensive. I don't ever want to have those words come out of my mouth. They never have. They never will. There's a way to live that's better. There's a way to live that's better. And that's what we get to do. The family economy and focusing on that, I'm just going to go through this. When the family is unified on it, things work better, right? You can set up things and say, yeah, we can get those shoes for you, whatever else, we're structure it, or, you guys every work, we're going to do all this stuff. We're going to, make proper sacrifices in areas that don't make sense. And I'll tell you this, there's expenses that families have, just like businesses, that need to be checked. Okay. They need to be checked. Not everything is something we need, or if we desire it, so be it. Right. You shouldn't have to eliminate things. You should be able to bring more money in to have what you want, but still you should check things out. That's why I really love programs that audit your insurance costs, audit the stable costs of your house, right? Make better decisions that offset things. All that helps that family economy, but nothing helps it more than creating another income stream or growing the income streams that you have. Think about it. If you have something you can grow the value of the income streams, it makes all the other things go away. You want to invest more? Great. create more income streams, take the investments and do all that. You don't need to suffer or sacrifice for that per se. You sacrifice the time to build more up so you get more, especially when it's a leverage income situation that our teachings and marketing provide. All right. God bless everybody. See you guys next week on the next reading. One of my most favorite chapters, like I said, I could do a whole book on this alone, and we teach it on a regular basis with the students. But the family economy, once you understand that and you think that way, major differences. You'll think differently when you purchase things or you buy things. And I'm going to add one more thing to it. There's a thing I go with credit card use, right? You're paying interest on that money. Well, if you're paying interest on money you're using to make more money, that's an awesome tool. Businesses do that all day long, and there's amazing advantages to it. But if you're using it to buy clothing that you necessarily don't need or stuff you desire, and you're paying that interest fee on it, and you don't have the cash flow coming in to cover it, now we're not making the best decisions. Now we're spending interest without something that's creating money. It's a non-money making decision. And those are things that we should keep in check. Yes, we got to eat. We should eat well. We got to protect our investments of our bodies. We only have one. We got to protect the investments of our families' bodies. They only have one, right? So, and the more you put that out there and think that, and it's all the mindset too, you deserve it. You're going to have it. Overabundance is my way. We're going to have everything we need and more. The more you believe it and put it into action and manifest it and believe it's there and celebrate it, the more it comes together. Now, those words were told to me by mentors, and I said, oh, it can't be that easy. It is. Like, I just know everything's going to work out fine. I know we're going to be blessed. We have the right vehicles in place, and I know that we made the right decisions in everything we've done in the business, and I just got to just press on exactly the way we do, and everything financially is going to be fine. In fact, it'll be so good. We'll have so much overabundance. We can help other people in big ways. God bless. See you guys next week. Bye for now.